Lilian Garcia making her return to WWE for the first time in years. Really surprised. Shocked, I guess, is the word that can be affiliated with my feelings towards Lilian Garcia coming back as the SmackDown ring announcer. Where does this leave Tony Chimel now? Will he continue to do SmackDown ring announcing, possibly on tour? Obviously, Lilian Garcia is going to be taking over the weekly duties of doing the ring announcing on the Tuesday tapings of SmackDown. It's been a while since we saw Lilian Garcia. Of course, she made her premiere with WWE in 1999. She released a record and went on to promote that after being released from WWE several years ago. And it seems like Lilian Garcia is doing better at ring announcing than she's ever done before in her life. She's a girl of many talents, releasing her own records. She did the entrance music for Tori Wilson. She sings the national anthem on occasion for WWE. She made several appearances following her release for WWE. She sang a fantastic rendition of the national anthem at The Rock's birthday on May 2nd, a few days after America had killed Osama bin Laden and put an end to terrorism. Or at least they believe so. Lilian Garcia, tremendous ring announcer for WWE, and I'm glad she's back doing her weekly duties now for WWE. But the question I have is, where does this leave Tony Chimel, who's been with WWE for over a decade? I saw Tony Chimel on many tours back in the day for WWE, and it was fun listening to him do ring announcing for SmackDown. He was the lead voice of the SmackDown ring announcers for a while, and he didn't miss many SmackDowns. So what does this do to his seniority? He's built up with WWE for years. Lilian Garcia has an incredible amount of seniority herself. But definitely the ring announcers have got to be shaken up now over Lilian's return. I know the fans are happy about it. Lilian Garcia is on Twitter, and she's also got her own Facebook. You can join the conversation about Lilian's return at Facebook.com Jonathan Clarke and YouTube.com Jonathan Clarke 22. I'm asking for your opinion of Lilian Garcia's return. She's done many things since 1999. She's been there for a considerable amount of time, 12 years of Lilian Garcia, and she didn't go away for all that long. But a few years of absence from WWE, and it seems like she hasn't lost a step. She's done the ring announcing for some memorable moments in WWE, many moments and matches coming from Lilian Garcia's voice on the ring introductions, and it's fun. I originally thought they were going to bring back Howard Finkel as the full-time ring announcer for something like Raw or SmackDown, where he came in and did that one night thing with CM Punk. Hired as the personal ring announcer for CM Punk in the Alberto Del Rio Championship match at Survivor Series. The same night, CM Punk went on to win the WWE Championship. It was a dead giveaway that CM Punk was going to win, bringing in his own personal ring announcer for one night. I originally thought Howard Finkel was coming back rather than Lilian Garcia, and I had no notification of Lilian's return. So when I saw it on SmackDown, I was really shocked over it. I was happy to see her back, but more shocked than anything. So it's going to be interesting to see what kind of role she has in WWE. She wasn't involved in many storylines back in the day, but she just stuck to ring announcing, and she was a girl of many talents. In my opinion, Lilian was the full package. Looks, athleticism, the ability to sing, the voice of a tremendous ring announcer that WWE had searched for years. And the replacements they had brought in for Lilian really weren't up to par for, replacing her. I think that Lilian Garcia had her own talent that separated her from ring announcers of the past like Howard Finkel, who she had a feud with, I believe, back in the 90s. So, I originally thought Howard Finkel was going to come back, but he really didn't need any in-ring time, any extra in-ring time after his Hall of Fame induction several years ago. I believe my answer to this is, I believe that after you're inducted into the Hall of Fame, you have no reason to return. Jerry Lawler can do whatever he wants, apart from commentary with WWE, because he's been with Vince in the WWE for years. There are legends like Nash and Booker T who can do whatever they want under Legends contract, but I believe once you're inducted into the Hall of Fame, in Howard Finkel's case, you shouldn't have anything else to do with professional wrestling inside of the ring or doing what you were known for doing. I think it's nice, coming back, making the occasional special appearance. In Howard Finkel's case, being the personal ring announcer for CM Punk, something he had never done. Howard Finkel is another one who looked like he didn't miss a step after the years of being finished with ring announcing. But, Howard Finkel was featured on a lot of memorable matches. I'll never forget the lumberjack match between Hacksaw Jim Duggan and Andre the Giant that he did the ring announcing for many years ago. Virtually every match back in the 90s and 80s had Howard Finkel's voice on it for ring introductions. So, I really don't think there was any need for Howard Finkel to come back to WWE, but I really think that once you're inducted into the Hall of Fame, you should stay out of the business. And Lilian Garcia is no doubt a future Hall of Famer. She's got a few years under her belt left yet, and it's going to be interesting to see how long her second run with WWE is going to last. She was with WWE for the better part of 2006 and then left from 1999 to 2006, as I mentioned, doing the entrance music of Tori Wilson, which was featured on the WWE Anthology 3-disc anthology, which was released back in 2001, 2002, around that time. And she's done a lot since then. Her renditions of the American National Anthem, I personally believe Lilian Garcia sings that national anthem better than any celebrity ever could. And I think she should be the one to sing it every year at WrestleMania, apart from these choirs and special celebrity appearances that we see every year at WrestleMania. You can't tell me Lilian Garcia does not outdo people like Kerry Hilson in the past who have sang America the Beautiful, the national anthem, whatever. I think that Lilian Garcia outperforms everybody, not only with ring announcing, but singing the national anthem. And you can pull up some of her renditions of the national anthem or America the Beautiful by going to youtube.com to see some of these clips. I think she did a great job, with everything she did with WWE in the past, and maybe that's why she's back. Many people will jump to the conclusion and say it's because Triple H has now revealed that he's the COO of WWE full-time. Maybe that's why everybody like Mick Foley, Kevin Nash, Booker T, and now Lilian Garcia joining the bandwagon are returning. Maybe that's why. Maybe because Triple H and John Laurinaitis are running the show full swing now, with the McMahons having some backstage involvement. But I really think that Lilian Garcia did this on her own power, coming back to WWE, and I'm glad she is back. We have some credibility restored to ring announcing. Now, if only we had that same credibility restored to commentary. I'm really sick of Michael Cole's commentary. I'm really sick of how he interrupted Lilian Garcia along with Cody Rhodes there on SmackDown her first night back. If we only had that same amount of credibility restored to commentary, I think professional wrestling would be on a road to recovery and rebounding up the few years we lost of credibility with WWE. I think that Michael Cole doing commentary is absolutely atrocious and threatening to the WWE, because we really don't need that kind of commentary provided during matches on Raw and SmackDown. It's bad enough we have to listen to him on Raw, let alone Raw and SmackDown every week in the monthly pay-per-views. There was a time when it was okay and it was cool to be a heel on commentary, because the heels never got as involved in storylines and programs as much as what Michael Cole is doing. You were a heel, you made a few sarcastic comments, and that was really all you did, and that was really all you were there for, to provide insight to what's happening inside of the ring, because you had some in-ring experience. And the heels generally were the people who had some in-ring experience. And it was only just recently, a few years ago, that Jerry Lawler made that transition from being a heel, where we saw some of Jerry Lawler's best work, into being a babyface commentator. So I really think that it was cool back in the day, back in the 90s and early 2000s, to be a heel like JBL did and the Coach did. Even Coach wasn't as annoying as Michael Cole, but only if we had that bit of credibility restored to commentary that was recently restored to ring announcing. I think professional wrestling would be on a road of recovery. And as long as Michael Cole remains in the lead voice position of the commentary team, whether it be Booker T, Josh Matthews, and Michael Cole, or Michael Cole and Jerry Lawler on Raw, I think that Michael Cole needs to be sent off television and completely repackaged into a babyface gimmick, because I really think we need that same amount of credibility restored to commentary that we had recently restored to ring announcing. I mean, I'm getting sick of seeing him jump all over Daniel Bryan. That really reverts back to NXT Season 1. That's been going on a bit too long. I'm sick of seeing him criticize Daniel Bryan. He started to jump all over the Hearts around the same time he was jumping around Daniel Bryan there, and I'm sick of it. If only we had that same amount of credibility restored to commentary that we recently had restored to ring announcing, I think we'd be okay. Tell me what your opinion of Lilian Garcia's return is at Facebook.com, Jonathan Clarke, and YouTube.com, Jonathan Clarke 22. As I mentioned, I had no previous knowledge of Lilian Garcia returning, so when I saw the SmackDown tapings there a few days ago, it was, flabbergasting to me to know that she was back. You can follow her on Twitter. She's got her own official website. You can pull that up through Google. I'll probably include that as a referral link for this week's audio commentary. Very happy to know Lilian Garcia is back. This has got to be the first time in years I've seen Lilian Garcia, and she looks better than she ever did. She's recently done a lot of different things outside of the professional wrestling industry. Maybe she felt it was time for her to come back, and with her release being so sudden a few years ago, and she really didn't offer any explanation as to why she left other than a press release released on her official website, Facebook, and Twitter accounts. I think she thought that she owed it to the fans, if anything. I thought she, came back. It was great how they brought her back. Her first match she did the ring introductions for was the Yujiko Jackson and Wade Barrett match on SmackDown recently. And a Beat the Clock challenge. She did a great job doing that, and it seemed like she hadn't missed a step. I think she felt she owed it to the fans, if anything, to come back. Somebody leaving as quickly and as sudden as she did puts me in mind of how Christian just left the company in 2005 and gave WWE.com a little brief statement a few weeks after that. He shows up in TNA Wrestling. Lilian Garcia parts ways with the company similar, releasing a press release and everything, wishing her fans all the best and herself all the best, and I think her release came a bit sudden. A few years ago, as I mentioned, she was with the company for the better part of 1999, right up until 2006, and I think she felt she owed it, if anything, to the fans. Do you agree with Lilian Garcia owing this return to the fans? Let me know at Facebook.com, Jonathan Clarke, and YouTube.com, Jonathan Clarke 22. I recently mentioned here on the show that I thought that Howard Finkel was coming back as the full-time ring announcer of WWE. Don't know why I thought that. Maybe he'll have something to do with the WWE Network, and he'll be involved with Legends House. Maybe that's what Howard Finkel will be brought back to do. I know Mean Gene Okerlund does the Vintage Collection every week for WWE programming. Maybe he should lend a hand to ring announcing and restore even more credibility to ring announcing that once was back in the early 90s, 2000s. I think that it's great that she's back. I'm not, being hard on Lilian Garcia or criticizing her in any way. It's nice to know she's back and a bit of credibility has been restored to ring announcing, because I really think that we need more of people like Howard Finkel and Tony Chimmel. I'm a bit depressed that Tony Chimmel is going to be taking a back seat to Lilian Garcia. I would assume he's going to have something to do with WWE over the next few years, maybe do the house show ring announcing and leave the live shows up to Lilian Garcia. They have a lot of tour dates lined up, so maybe Chimmel can fill in for Lilian Garcia, who won't be able to attend all the live show dates. Maybe they can split things up there. But I think the live duties are going to be left up to Lilian. I think that it's great that she's back. She's going to be involved with WrestleMania 28, the Road to WrestleMania tour, definitely, so it's great. I don't know if she's back. She's been featured on a lot of WrestleMania singing the national anthem or doing the ring introductions for the main event, so it's great. Any time that a ring announcer can get their voice on the ring introductions for a main event, whether it be a pay-per-view or a Raw or a SmackDown even, it's great. And I think that Lilian Garcia has been featured on many of them, probably even more than what Tony Chimmel's been featured on the last 12 years. As I mentioned, I saw Tony Chimmel do ring introductions for a lot of live shows that I had the privilege of attending back in 2002, right up until 2004. And he seemed like he was in top form, and it's nice to know now that he's going to be joined by Lilian Garcia on SmackDown. It's going to be interesting to see how egos coexist with the ring announcing. Maybe Tony Chimmel will turn heel, with commentators turning heel and babyface all the time now in professional wrestling. It wouldn't surprise me if Chimmel pulled a heel turn and had a program with Lilian Garcia. It seemed like Cody Rhodes was trying to turn heel on her there, but they didn't go through with that. Maybe they'll extend off of Cody Rhodes interrupting Lilian Garcia and have Booker T kind of step in there and defend Lilian Garcia. Booker T now going through with his full-time ring return, challenging Cody Rhodes for the Intercontinental Championship. I thought that kind of cool, how he interrupted Lilian Garcia and had a problem with announcers. She could fit in well with the whole Booker T Cody Rhodes program, which has been building on SmackDown, culminating with Booker T's return at TLC. It's interesting, how many people are returning now all of a sudden after we thought they were finished with professional wrestling. Just when you thought they were gone forever, they make a shocking return. That was a tagline used for WWE Classics on Demand. And I think that tagline is true. Just when you think they're gone forever, they just show up and surprise you. And it's nice to know now that people like Booker T, Kevin Nash, Lilian Garcia have made the final decision to return, putting a stamp of finality on, disputing whether or not they wanted to come back full time. It seemed like, by the way Tony Chimmel introduced her, it seemed like he didn't